A little bit about Helen, and then I will turn the floor over to Helen to tell us a bit about the work that we're looking at today. Helen grew up in Vancouver and graduated from UBC. She went on immediately after that to study graphic design and graduated from Emily Carr College of Art and Design with a focus in graphic design, and then later received her Bachelor of Education and worked in the Langley School District. I have to say, as an aside, Helen is a wonderful teacher. We've enjoyed being taught by Helen in creative endeavors and much appreciate her approach. Helen says that the turning point in her artistic development happened when she began delving into her Chinese heritage and studied with her mentor Frank Tam, Lingnan School of Painting. The aesthetics focus on the spontaneity of brushwork, capturing the essence of birds and flowers beyond their physical appearance and the use of empty space. Helen's work ranges from the abstract to the representational. Media used include collages, watercolors, mixed media, and acrylic. She is inspired by being out in nature and recently began sketching on-site in the tradition of urban sketching. Her work is then taken home and completed in her studio. This exhibit is entitled True Nature, Peace, Calm, and Joy, and I'll turn it over to Helen to tell us more about that.
Just want to thank everybody for coming by and being part of this show or enjoying it. Can you hear me? No? Oh, do you know what?
It's on.
Is it on?
I turned it on. It may need to be raised.
Like this? Maybe I'm not speaking close enough. Okay. Oh, can you hear me now? Okay, yes. Okay, thank you. I just want to thank, first of all, thank Melanie and Adam for offering me this space to have the show. So when I did all these works, I didn't have any idea that they were going to be exhibited. But Melanie was following me on Instagram, and then she said, oh, why don't you exhibit these at the church? And I thought, okay, we can do that. And then she suggested maybe to put them on the window, which is kind of unusual. And I thought, oh, how's that going to work? So we tried that, and that's how this evolved. So I'm really thankful that I'm in this space because it is a sacred space and very beautiful, and also meaningful because I have a personal connection to this church. And I first came to this church in 2017. So I had a long history. Because I think, Melanie, you started in 2016, right? Yeah, so. All right, so I think I'm going to start with my statement because I think it has a good summary, and then I'll kind of talk off the top of my head about the two series. Okay, so the exhibition True Nature includes two major series, 7 Days of Creation and Dormancy. So the dormancy is the ones that are long scrolls. The theme is creativity and faith, reflecting my interest and desire to understand who we are and why we create. To answer these questions, I go out in nature, God's creation, examining closely trees or flowers through observational drawing, to capture the essence of the truth of what they are. In the process of intense focus, I feel a connection to the divine imbued in these forms. I feel awe and wonder and see the divine or the Creator's hand present. The divine is also present when I am in silence, listening for ideas and inspiration, then creating the work. I metaphorically get out of the way and become swept away in the flow. This is how the best work appears. My goal is to do enough without interfering with original vitality. Where does divine inspiration come from? It is a mystery. I surrender to the process of being in connection to the divine and letting the work come through me. So 7 Days of Creation is my interpretation of Genesis. It is based on intriguing description by a biblical scholar. I don't know if you people know Matthew Leonard. He is a Catholic scholar, and he did a series of videos on the backstory of the, what was it called? Backstory of, let me see, biblical backstory of Christmas. So he was talking about the creation and the 7 days. And he would outline the distinction. The first, day 1 to 3 was days of distinction. So it was, and then days 4 to 6 were the days of ornamentation, where they would fill those spaces with all the living creatures. So when I heard that, I was just so astonished. I've never heard that before. And I thought, wow, that's so visual. I think I can do something. And in fact, I think I already had 3 pieces already done before that. And they were the day 1 to 3, and they were abstract. And I didn't know what to do with them. And I didn't want to draw on top of them. So I just left them alone. And then when I heard that, I thought those are perfect because it looks like day and night, it looks like sea and sky, and it looks like land and vegetation. So that's how those happened. But then more work I needed to do was for day 4, 5, 6, and 7. So those were more intentional. And I'll go back to here. So yes, I wanted to portray it in a way that was evocative but not literal, allowing the imagination to participate in this playful dance. So I use watercolor because this is a perfect medium to achieve this spontaneous effects of color and forms emerge, which I can then enhance, creating a balance between the seen and unseen, the revealed and the hidden. And the feeling is magical and mysterious. So even when I see it, I'm always amazed. Like, how did this happen? Yeah. But when you do too much work on it, it just disappears, it goes away, and you don't have that feeling anymore. So yeah, you have to be careful. I have to tell myself that. So that was 7 days. And then the other series is called Dormancy, and is created in the form of long scrolls. So in the past, I had often painted Chinese painting in that format, but I didn't really think I would be using it now. So I thought that was the perfect format to give the viewer a more immersive experience of the wonder of nature. And one can see more at a glance, and it's almost like reading. You're reading the picture and you're finding out things as you're moving along. So I thought that would be ideal. And also creating while being surrounded by the natural environment conveys my state of being to the viewer. I feel peace, I feel aliveness, and I feel joy. So I would like that to come through my work, and then people would feel that, and then maybe they can go into the forest and they can experience the same thing. So that's what my hope is when I created those. And in the past, I haven't really taken my art to that level. I would just go out to the forest, I would sketch a few trees, and that would be my study. And then I would just leave it, and I would do that again next year. And I would repeat, just a lot of studies of flowers or trees. But this year I thought, I think I'll just take those scrolls and put some color on them. Okay, so at least I have something when I draw on it, it will be colorful. And so then I thought, okay, once you get something onto the paper, you can go home and finish it and add more color. And you might want to add some details that you didn't do when you were in the forest. So that's how I start my paintings. Sometimes when you're looking at a blank page, it's very hard to get started. But when you're going out in nature, it's all in front of you. All you have to do is just pick something that calls to you, and you just start drawing it. And I find that very easy and not intimidating. So that's how the series of the Dormancy happened. And before that, if you see there's 2 smaller scrolls, those happened first before the bigger ones because I was just thinking of a way to use packing paper, like use it up instead of throw it away. So I put them all into a big piece, like just combine them all together, put some paint on it, and then I cut them up into 3 strips. And then they're very easy to transport. You can roll them up, and then you can take them out, and you have a large surface to draw on. But you couldn't do that if you had, too big a paper. So a lot of things just happened naturally and just evolved. So I don't know what else to say, if I've said enough or if I've left some things unsaid. If you have questions, please ask them.